Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of Know the Game here on Sideline Sports. Dude, this is probably the most action-packed, filled with information sports episode of Know the Game we have ever had. The past day and a half of sports has just been literally uncomprehendable. So much has happened across basically every single sport, even a little bit in football. So today we're going to talk about one of the biggest trades so far in the NBA offseason happened. We'll also go over Ben Simmons trade rumors and the NBA draft reaction. And then as we are recording this, there's an hour left in the MLB trade deadline. So there may be some breaking news as we are recording this. However, a lot of stuff has already happened. The Yankees are making big moves for left-handed power bats. The Dodgers have acquired a lot of talent as well. The Nationals are trading away every single player on their roster. Um, the Blue Jays make moves. Every team is making moves. The Mets just traded for a former All-Star shortstop. And we'll also talk about in the NFL, Carson Wentz has a foot injury and may be out for significant time, as well as the best not the best, a top three cornerback in the game of football requesting a trade from his team. So with this action-packed episode, we're just going to get straight into it. Gavin, let's begin.
Yeah, yesterday was the NBA draft. Uh, Neither I or Connor was there to watch it. He was at work. I was at football practice. But yeah, I mean, we had some trades. We had trades that day. No surprise, Cade Cunningham was the first pick, as the Pistons said that he was going to be, and no surprise that Jalen Green was second pick, as the Rockets said he would be.
Yeah, there's really no surprise there between the top two. I mean, in my opinion, the top three was not a surprise. If you saw the Sideline Sports NBA mock draft, you know that I got the top three picks correct in Cunningham, Jalen Green, and Evan Mobley. That was really There's really no other way I could see those going. You know, some people were talking about Rockets taking Evan Mobley, but once they said they were taking Jalen Green, you know, the top three was a lock. What I find really surprising was happened at number four with the Toronto Raptors selecting Scotty Barnes. You know, that did not expect that to happen. I thought it was going to be Jalen Suggs from Gonzaga, but Scotty Barnes was the pick to the Raptors.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, everybody knows that Scotty Barnes is a very talented young player. I mean, everybody is in this draft. I mean, he went number four, but nobody was really expecting that. Everybody was expecting Jalen Suggs to go number four. But then Jalen Suggs fell to number five to the Orlando Magic, and now he's a member of the Orlando Magic. And the Orlando Magic also got France Wagner at number eight. So,
Brother of
oh,
Bo Wagner.
yeah, and the Warriors picked Jonathan Kuminga at number seven.
Yeah, I really like that pick. Jonathan Kuminga is the biggest boom or bust talent in the draft class. He's either going to be really good or, as the other part of the boom or bust phrase suggests, he's going to be a bust. He is the he's one of the best athletes in the draft class, and he has the best NBA ready body to defend basically the 1 through 5 positions. He has pure scoring talent, putting up 16 points with the G League Ignite last season. And you know, the Warriors taking him going to be a nice small forward, power forward combination wherever they want to play him. If they want to stretch him to the four or play him at the three, alongside Klay Thompson, who's coming off of an ACL and Achilles injury, right? Both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so both of those injuries, Steph Curry and James Wiseman and Draymond Green as well. So I really like the Jonathan Kuminga selection because you know his potential is either going to be really good or he's just going to flat out not pan out.
Another pick, it was number six by the OKC Thunder, was Josh Giddey. I'm pretty sure he's from Australia. He was playing from Australia. So that was a pretty interesting pick. The Warriors also got Moses Moody at number 14. So like the Warriors and the Magic both got top 15 picks right there. I mean, it's gonna help the Magic mostly because They traded their best players in that trade deadline last year.
Yeah, they traded away. They're starting the rebuild process, which really makes sense. They've been a 8 seed team the past 2 seasons before this one, and trading Vucevic to the Bulls, getting a first round pick out of that, and then turning that into Jalen Suggs and also um, Franz Wagner. You know, that is a really really good move. I like that a lot, and it's just a right step in the direction. It's a step in the right direction for the Magic in their rebuild. They still got Markel Fultz and Jonathan Isaac coming back, and Mo Bamba, not the
Well,
song.
well, well. Uh, I mean, it's pretty much the first big trade in NBA offseason right now. Russell Westbrook got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. It was bound to happen. It was either going to be Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook, one of the two. The Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook, and they traded away Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, and the 22nd overall pick that turned into Isaiah Jackson. And the Lakers got in return Russell Westbrook, a 2024 second round pick and a 2028 second round pick.
Dude, this trade seriously, like as soon as yesterday, Montrezl Harrell, I got the notification that he opted into his player option. Right after that, literally probably like 30 seconds later, it was tweeted out that the Lakers were close to acquiring Buddy Hield. And I was like, oh, dang, okay, that's a nice fit. Buddy Hield, 3-point shooter, shooting guard, 27 years old, entering his prime. And then literally like 3 minutes after that, Woj was like, actually, psych, I lied. Russell Westbrook is getting traded to the Lakers for the package you just said. Basically, the Wizards got three basketball players who like one of them shouldn't be in the NBA, and the other two are kind of good depending on certain times. And a first round pick last night's draft. In last night's draft, I'm really happy that the Lakers traded Kyle Kuzma. I know that he gets a lot of hate, but he deserves it.
Deserved.
He was so bad last season. His rookie season with the Lakers, he was amazing. He was really good, and people were like, "Dude, Kyle Kuzma is the guy," and that's why we kept him in the Anthony Davis trade when we traded Ingram, Lonzo, and Josh Hart. We believed in Kyle Kuzma, and in a sense, it worked because we got a championship. However, he's so bad at life and basketball that we want him out of Lakerland, and he's now in DC, where he's just basically going to be forgotten about for the rest of his career. And wish him nothing but the best.
You know, Montrezl Harrell was an interesting one because Montrezl Harrell, he was really good with the Lakers this regular season with AD out. And even with LeBron out, he stepped up for the Lakers and played a big role in winning those games. But the Lakers just didn't use him at all in the playoffs. They should have used him because he would have helped them win more games and not get eliminated in the first round.
Yeah, I know last season or 2 seasons ago with the Clippers in the playoffs, Harrell was not good. He got benched because he was not performing well. But I think the Lakers should have given him more playing time opportunity in the playoffs. And but yeah, now he's gone, and we bring in Russell Westbrook, which is crazy. If Russell Westbrook is one of the best point guards in the NBA, triple double machine, and I mean the fit is going to be interesting with him and LeBron. But Russell Westbrook, man, that's just crazy. The name he's on the Lakers.
Um, Speaking, and I mean, with this Russell Westbrook getting traded, um, what does this mean for Bradley Beal?
A lot of people, well, like guys like Shams and Woj are saying that like Bradley Beal won't get traded, that he hasn't asked for a trade, and that the Wizards think that this roster replenish that they just did is sorry, that tweet just messed with me. That they're gonna try and like have a new roster around Bradley Beal and compete. I think one Bradley Beal needs to get out of DC. He needs to request a trade. And if he requests a trade, he's not going to be looked as the bad guy. He's been in Washington his entire career. They had playoff. They made the playoffs earlier, in his career with John Wall before he got hurt, and now the Wizards just suck, and he needs to get out of there, get in a winning situation, and it's also the right thing for the Wizards to trade him, get assets, and start rebuilding.
You know, next thing, the 76ers, they're looking to trade Ben Simmons like they have been this whole off season, and they've been offering some trades for Ben Simmons and some nice stuff in return, but they're getting declined by a bunch of teams. The 76ers are saying that they want four first round picks and 3 swaps and a young player from like any team for Ben Simmons.
I think that's crazy. I know, Ben Simmons, really good defensive player and playmaker. Can't really score as much, but 4 first round picks, bro. That is next level value. The reports were like yesterday that like they asked a trade for the Warriors of Wiggins, Wiseman, and 4 first round picks. That's freaking crazy, bro. Like, good thing the Warriors said no because, yeah, Ben Simmons is better than Wiggins and currently better than Wiseman. But that's so much to give up for Ben Simmons. I would give that up for like Bradley Beal because it's Bradley Beal, but not Ben Simmons.
Yeah, Ben Simmons, I mean, he's probably one of the best defenders in the league right now. There's no doubt about that. But
Oh yeah,
he can't develop shooting. Like I don't know what it is. He just can't develop it. He sucks at the free throw line. He gets taken out in close games, like late in the fourth quarter, because the other team's gonna foul him because they know that he's gonna miss like one or both free throws. And if you're lucky, he's going to make 2 or even 1. I mean, Ben Simmons, I'm pretty sure he's made 1 3-pointer in his whole entire career. That's like the same amount as Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, Ben Simmons, all he can really do on the offense side of the ball is dunk.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's not an offensive threat.
So, me and Carter are going to move on to the MLB section. And let me tell you, these last, like, 48, 72 hours, oh my gosh. Crazy. This
Crazy.
has to be, like, the craziest trade deadline in MLB history, bro. Because
Seriously.
it's crazy. So, I mean, we're gonna talk about like teams that made trades, players that are about to get traded, like as we speak during the podcast, this episode. But we're gonna be talking about the trades that have been done right now, and we're gonna talk about the first up. We're talking about the Atlanta Braves. They acquired Adam Duvall back, and they also acquired Eddie Rosario, which was a pretty interesting trade. They got Eddie Rosario and cash considerations for Pablo Sandoval. That uh, I don't even know what to say about that. But the Braves are getting Adam Duvall again for Alex Jackson. What do you have to say about that Eddie Rosario trade?
I mean, first of all, they basically gave up Eddie Rosario for like literally nothing. Pablo Sandoval is not the player he was back when he was a Giant. Um, but the Braves, since they lost Ronald Acuna Jr., have made outfield moves to get bats to replace him. It obviously takes multiple bats to replace the singular talent of Ronald Acuna. They got Jock Peterson a few weeks ago, and now they get Adam Duvall, who has 22 dingers on the season, 229 average. And they also get Eddie Rosario, who's a really good hitter this season, not really doing all that well for the Indians. However, in his career with the Twins, he's currently injured, but with his during his career with the Twins, has been a really solid hitter and going to be a nice addition to that Braves outfield as they try and make a push to get back in the playoff race.
This next trade right here was actually made like yesterday, or yeah, this one and the one after this one was made. Okay, so this which something. So Brad Hand got acquired by the Blue Jays, And for the Nationals got Riley Adams. I mean, what is up with the Nationals right now, man? They are trading every single player on their team, it seems like, except for Juan Soto. I don't get this at all.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're not in the playoff race. I know in one podcast we made, we said the Nationals are getting hot. They can make a playoff push. They're second in the division, and then they fell off the face of the earth, and now they're fire sailing everyone. They're basically doing what the Cubs are doing and trading every player on their team. And Brad Hand, like go check out the Broken Bats podcast. I mentioned some of this, but like I said, he has a 3.59 ERA, which is a solid for a reliever. However, he has not been performing like he has been in the past, really blowing a lot of games, and the Blue Jays need bullpen help. So this trade makes sense for them. And the Nationals, I guess they're just trying to replenish one of the worst farm systems in baseball.
So, next trade by the Blue Jays, it just happened earlier today. Jose Barrios is going to Canada. He's going to the Blue Jays, and the Twins acquire Simon Woods Richardson and Austin Martin. Austin Martin was the Blue Jays' second top prospect, and Simon Woods Richardson was their fourth. Um, Jose Barrios, he was the face pretty much of trade talks this deadline. He was going. He was. It was either the Dodgers, the Padres, any other team that was making that final push for the playoffs, and a surprising team indeed in the Blue Jays of acquiring them.
Yeah, he's a 3.48 ERA this season, the best pitcher on the Twins staff. Only 27 years old and under control for another season after this one. And what's crazy, the Blue Jays need pitching. They have a championship offense with Vladdy, Bo Bichette, Marcus Semien, Teoscar Hernandez, Springer, guys like that. But their pitching is really rough. Adding Barrios is a really big move, and trading away their former pick in the 2020 draft, Austin Martin, their number 2 ranked prospect, is crazy value to get for the Twins, and also Woods Richardson, their 4th best prospect, who many people see as being a number 3 in a pitching rotation in a few years. That's great value to get. And the Twins, not very, very disappointing this season. A lot of people thought they were going to be in contention for that AL Central division title. They're not. So now they're trading away not only Barrios but possibly Byron Buxton.
Next trade, 2 Yankees trades, and these ones are pretty crazy indeed. Uh, Cubs fan favorite Anthony Rizzo got traded to the New York Yankees. So the Yankees got Anthony Rizzo and cash considerations, and the Cubs got Alexander Vizcaino and Kevin Alcantara.
Dude, Anthony Rizzo on the Cubs, I really like that. Left-handed bat in the short porch in right field. That's where lefties thrive in Yankee Stadium. This season, 248 average, 14 bombs. He's having I guess you would say a down year in a sense for Anthony Rizzo. He's not hitting like he used to for average. Still putting the ball in play, striking out 59 times this year. But Anthony Rizzo adds another lefty to that lineup for the Yankees, and I really, really like that move.
Another trade by the Yankees is Joey Gallo. The Yankees are getting another power bat in the outfield. So the outfield is looking like Joey Gallo, Aaron Judge, and Giancarlo Stanton, even though he plays DH. But that outfield is crazy. So the Yankees are getting Joey Gallo and John King. And the Rangers, let me tell you about the Rangers, man. They are getting so many players. They're getting 6 players. Half of these guys, I don't even know how to pronounce their names. Glenn Otto, uh, Josh Smith, Randy Vasquez, Everson Piera, Trevor Hoover, and Ezquiel Duran. I don't know if I pronounced that name right there right, but that trade is, I mean, Joey Gallo was gonna get possibly gonna get traded this year, but he's going to the Yankees now.
Dude, for the Yankees, this is obviously a tremendous move. The One of the best power hitters in the game of baseball goes to Yankee Stadium, where he's going to hit probably like 100 home runs a season now. And they also add a Gold Glove talent in right field. Before the Rizzo trade, I was wondering well, Aaron Judge is in right field, and Gallo plays right field. Do they move Gallo to center because they can't play Judge at DH because Stanton's DH? So they have a crowded DH spot, and their outfield's kind of weird. So I was thinking, well, is Gallo going to play first base because that'd waste his Gold Glove arm and talent? Well, then they got Rizzo, so it's like, well, Gallo's going to have to play the outfield. No matter how they make it work, this trade really, 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 really good for the Yankees, and for the Rangers, they get a lot of prospects, and you kind of just got to wait and see with what they got.
Well, speaking of first base of the Yankees, you were talking about how like Luke Voit, like how that could affect his spot because acquiring Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah, Luke Voit has been injured a lot this season, but last season was the home run leader in the MLB in the shortened season. And even though he's injured, he still can be a really good player for you. The only problem is the Yankees don't have a spot for him. Plays first base. Rizzo's there, and the DH spot's crowded. So they're looking to trade him possibly for another starting pitcher or reliever. It'll be interesting to see if he gets moved in the next, half hour, pretty much.
We're gonna over to the Brewers. The Brewers got Daniel, left-handed pitcher from the Detroit Tigers, Daniel Norris, and the Twins or the Tigers acquired Reese Olson. I mean, Daniel Norris is a solid, pretty young left-handed reliever. But the big trade for the Brewers is acquiring Eduardo Escobar. I mean, that's a pretty good trade right there. The Diamondbacks got Cooper Hummel and Alberto Kipran. So yeah, Eduardo Escobar to the Brewers.
Yeah, well, beginning with Daniel Norris, he was the main piece of the David Price to the Toronto Blue Jays deal when he got traded from the Tigers to the Blue Jays, the top prospect in that trade. Since then, hasn't really panned out. Has a 5.89 ERA out of the bullpen for the Tigers this year. Not that good, but Brewers have a good bullpen, just adding another arm. But the main part, Eduardo Escobar adds a really nice power hitting switch hitting power bat for that Brewers lineup. Can play third base, can play second base. You could
Bases.
possibly put him at first base or shortstop if you need to. And you know, the Brewers have an elite pitching staff, not only on the starting rotation, but in the bullpen. And their offense hasn't been the greatest this season, but they still got Christian Yelich and Lorenzo Cain and Willie Adames and Colton Wong. So adding Escobar, another power hitting bat in that lineup to play third base and second base if Wong needs a day off. Really, really good move for the Brewers as they try to make a World Series run.
These next two were from the A's, and let me tell you that these are pretty good trades. The A's are acquiring pretty good left-handed pitcher Andrew Chafin from the Cubs, and they get Greg Diekman and Daniel Palencia.
Yeah, I like the trade for the A's. The A's really building their team around their bullpen. They signed Trevor Rosenthal in the offseason, but he's out for the year with an injury. And they have a good bullpen already, just adding another arm to that bullpen. And he's Chafin is really good at facing right-handed and left-handed batters.
Another trade. And the A's, Oakland Athletics, are acquiring Starling Marte from the Miami Marlins, and the Miami Marlins are getting Jesus Luzardo.
Dude, the Marlins, I think both teams won this trade. The A's won it right now. The Marlins probably win it in about 2 seasons. The Marlins get young 23-year-old left-hander Luzardo to add to that really young rotation that's going to be so good in a few seasons. And then the A's add Marte to that lineup as they try and make another playoff push. And you know, it's just a really good move for them because Marte is probably the hottest center fielder on the market, and the A's snagged him.
These next two,
We still
I'm just saying them.
These are still the A's because they made one more trade, and I know it's not as big, but
What?
the Josh Harrison and Young Gomes to the
Oh
A's.
yeah. So the okay. So the A's agreed to acquire Josh Harrison, um, and catcher Yan Gomes from the Nationals.
Just depth.
Yeah.
That's really all I can say.
So these next two are, um, just Washington National trades. I mean, they're pretty crazy. So the Padres couldn't acquire a different right-handed pitcher from the Nationals, so they got Daniel Hudson from the Nationals in for Mason Thompson.
Good move for the Padres. They have one of the best relievers in baseball this season in Mark Melanson, and some of their guys out of their pen are injured, and Daniel Hudson, solid reliever.
And another National trade. This guy, man, let me tell you that this guy was crushing the ball last month. I mean, he was hitting home runs at an exceeding rate. I mean, it felt like every single day I'd look at Instagram and I'd get a new post by MLB or ESPN or SportsCenter or whatever to that Kyle Schwarber hits another home run, because Kyle Schwarber just got traded to the Boston Red Sox, and the Nationals are getting freaking, oh my gosh, Nationals are getting Aldo Ramirez.
I got it. Um, Dude, the Red Sox, they needed a first baseman, and although Kyle Schwarber primarily plays left field and played catcher earlier in his career, just plays the outfield now. He can be the DH for the Red Sox, or he can possibly play first base. You could see how he does there. First base is not a position where you need defense, and you just need to have a power bat, and that's going to be really good for the Red Sox as they are leading the AL East only by like a game and a half, I believe. So, really good move for them as they try to make that playoff push that no one thought they were going to be making this season.
The White Sox making a couple deals. They got Cesar Hernandez, second baseman from the Cleveland Indians, for Connor Plankinson. What did I say about that?
I think first of all, the way the dude Connor spells his name is absolutely disgusting. He spells it with a K, so he needs to just change his name. But Cesar Hernandez, I mentioned this before. He's like the most average hitter in the game of baseball. This season, he's in for a little more pop. He has the most home runs he's ever had in his career this season. It's not even over yet. The White Sox, Nick Madrigal, their starting second baseman to start the season, was injured. He's been out for a long time. Now he's on the 60-day IL. So the White Sox trying to make a deep playoff run, acquire a left-handed bat in Hernandez, Gold Glove defensive second baseman, and a good move for the White Sox.
So another White Sox trade. They are acquiring a Cubs right-handed pitcher, Ryan Tepera, for a left-handed pitcher, Bailey Horn.
Innings and depth.
The White Sox. This is the biggest White Sox trade right here. They are acquiring another right-handed pitcher from the Chicago Cubs, Craig Kimbrel, and the Cubs are getting Nick Madrigal and Cody here. You were saying Nick Madrigal, how he's on the White Sox. I mean, now he's not. He's on the Cubs. He was a pretty good second baseman. He was on the 60-day IL, but now he's on the Cubs. And what do you have to say? I mean, Liam Hendricks and Craig Kimbrel, that duo is going to be nasty.
Yeah, that is probably one of the best bullpen 1-2 closer duos in baseball history. I mean, Kimbrel has a .49 ERA this season for the Cubs, and he has a good number of 23 saves, a really good bounce back season for Kimbrel, All-Star this year, and now they can decide: do we want to put Kimbrel in, or do we want to put Liam Hendrickson? Either way, it's going to be tough for opposing hitters, especially late in games. In that ninth inning, even the eighth inning, because you could do an 8-9 duo. But Nick Madrigal getting traded, he's really like a David Fletcher kind of player. Not as good as David Fletcher, because David Fletcher's the GOAT. But Madrigal hurt this season. He was a rookie in 2020. Hasn't really played a full season in his career. Has a lot of potential. Former top prospect for the White Sox, and now goes up north to the Cubbies.
And this deal, he was All-Star. The Phillies are getting Kyle Gibson and reliever Ian Kennedy from the Texas Rangers.
Dude, this is a really good trade for the Phillies. They obviously signed Bryce Harper a few seasons ago, and since then trying to make the playoffs because you don't sign a guy like Harper to a deal that a trade just got made official that we'll talk about probably very soon. It's like official now. That's crazy. But Kyle Gibson, one of the best pitchers in the American League this season. Not a strikeout guy, but ERA wise, amazing. He was an All-Star this season. Was he an All-Star this season?
Who?
Kyle Gibson?
Yes.
He was, yeah. Also, they get Ian Kennedy, who used to be a starter in his career, now is a reliever and a really solid reliever. So the Phillies knock out two birds with one stone here, get bullpen and starting pitching help, which they desperately need.
Another, and another, and then another trade. I mean, this one right here is Javier Baez is going to the New York Mets, baby. I mean, everyone was saying that Kris Bryant was going to the New York Mets, which could still happen. You never know. But Javier Baez, he said if he gets traded to the Mets or if he doesn't get traded to the Mets, he said if he's a free agent this next year with at the Mets, he's gonna want to play with the Mets because he wants to play with Francisco Lindor. So I mean, now he's a member of the New York Mets. So where do you put a guy like Javier Baez when you already have Francisco Lindor playing his position?
Yeah, well, right now Lindor is hurt, so he'll play shortstop for now. But when he comes back, it's going to be interesting. Does he play third base or does he play second base? Jeff McNeil is at second base, but Jeff McNeil can also play the outfield spots. So either way, wherever they put Baez, if they put him at second base, that middle infield duo for the Mets is going to be elite defensively. Right. As you got Gold Glover Lindor and Gold Glover Baez up the middle, turning double plays for you. And if Baez can just be average offensively, it's really going to help the Mets. Either way, it's going to help the Mets. And a lot of people thought it was going to be Kris Bryant. I thought it was going to be Kris Bryant to the Mets. Wasn't expecting Baez to get traded at all. And now the lone member of the Cubs left is Kris Bryant.
So before we get to these top two trades by my team, is there any other trades that you want to talk about?
J.A. Happ got traded to the Cardinals. Yeah. Happ is older, and the Cardinals are missing a lot of pitchers right now. They just need innings. They're not going to make the playoffs. They just need guys to help them out. But besides like rumors, should we do rumors now or after the trades?
We should do rumors now and save these last two for the
Yeah, because
last.
those last two are a bit. I mean, the first one for the left-handed pitcher is not as big, but we'll save them for the end.
It's good, but it's still.
So the first rumor I want to talk about is Rizzo Iglesias, the Angels' closing pitcher. They have made him available. There's about 20, no, 30, 25 minutes left until the trade deadline is over. So we'll see if he gets moved. He's been the Angels' best reliever out of the bullpen this season, and going to be a free agent at the end of the season. Angels not going to make the playoffs. He has a 3.24 ERA with a good number of 21 saves. So the Angels could probably get a nice package for him in the trade market. You probably don't have much.
Another rumor is, of course, Trevor Story. I mean, he's pretty much. It's like he's gonna. Everybody's saying he's gonna go to the Yankees, and they got Joey Gallo and then Anthony Rizzo. But you never know what can happen with what the Dodgers did. But I mean, they said Anthony or Trevor Story to the Yankees is not going to happen anymore. I've seen some Cardinals talk to team up with Nolan Arenado, like pretty much his best friend. I got some news on the Javier Baez trade. Javier Baez and Trevor Williams are getting traded to the Cubs traded to the Mets for Pete Crow Armstrong. So just one dude.
Well, back to Trevor's story. Also, rumors are the Tampa Bay Rays, which is interesting because the Rays, never really seen as a team to buy big name players. So Tampa would be an interesting destination to see if Story gets traded. But the way it's looking, with only like 30 or 25 minutes left in the deadline, I don't think
Doesn't
I
look
don't
like
think
he's
it's gonna
gonna get.
get moved.
I
Another
mean,
guy.
I know he did you were saying how the Rockies are saying that they're not gonna trade him and get a pick because he's not gonna accept his qualifying offer or whatever. But I'd say trade him now and get that nice prospect
Yeah,
or
you
player.
get more players out of trading him now than you do just one draft pick that's going to be after the first round is over in next year's MLB draft if a team signs him. Um, Also, Kris Bryant, we talked about how he's the lone member of the Cubs left, and the rumors are now with the Mets pretty much out of the
Oh,
picture, is
Yankees.
the Giants and the Rays. Giants have really been talked about a lot. I'll just check one more time here, see if anything's updated. But the Giants would be a good fit. They haven't made a big move yet at this deadline. The Dodgers have made big moves to improve, and the Padres have made a few moves to improve. But the Giants have really stood pat. I think they have the prospects to go after Kris Bryant. They said they were interested in trading Joey Bart, and they also have shortstop Will Wilson in their minor league system that they could move. And also the Rays, they are in on Story, so they could be in on Bryant as well.
Another thing is you were talking about Byron Buxton.
Oh yeah. Oh, you want me to? Oh, yeah. Byron Buxton. The Phillies are one of 6 of 7 teams, is what the report said today, that are in on him. After trading Jose Barrios, it really opened the door for them to trade Byron Buxton, who just last week turned down a $7 million contract extension from the Twins. And Buxton, when he's healthy, talent-wise, is one of the best center fielders and players in the game of baseball. It's just a matter of staying on the field and staying healthy. Been injured many times this season, so whatever team gets him, they're going to try and lock him up to an extension. The Phillies obviously are in on him. They could use outfielders. They addressed the pitching rotation and the bullpen today, so I would not be surprised, and I would really like if they went out and got Byron Buxton.
So I mean, is that all the rumors that you have?
Yeah, pretty much. And that's like, besides these next 2 trades, unless something happens, it's just these
So
2 trades.
I
If
want to talk
some,
about
okay,
this,
wait,
man.
real quick. If a trade breaks when we're on like the NFL or something, I will interrupt and say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, these two teams or these two trades were traded to my team, the Los Angeles Dodgers, World Series champions. But I know they got Danny Duffy. The Dodgers just yesterday got Danny Duffy for I think it's still a player to be named later. I think it is still that, but the
Yeah.
Dodgers acquired left-hander Danny Duffy. Great, uh, with Clayton Kershaw out, Trevor Bauer out, and Justin May out, that's gonna help them. But the big trade, the biggest trades in all trades, Max Scherzer and Trea Turner. Not just Max Scherzer, not just Trea Turner. Both of them, Max Scherzer and Trea Turner, got traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers for Tabor Ruiz and Josiah Gray, Donovan Casey, and Grodo. I don't even know how to say that name. Girardo, something. This guy, the right-handed pitcher. So the Dodgers gave up their two top prospects for Max Scherzer and Trea Turner. Max Scherzer is going to be free agent this year, and Trea Turner is going to be with them for one more year.
Dude, this is absolutely crazy. I know as soon as this trade was tweeted, okay, first of all, yesterday was crazy with Max Scherzer. Around this time yesterday, he got traded to the Padres. And then I was like, oh, damn, he's a Padre. Then everybody in the world besides Ken Rosenthal was like, actually, Max Scherzer still could get traded to another team. So Ken Rosenthal, first of all, you kind of suck at life for just tweeting out something like that. But then as soon as the, NBA draft is going on, it's like the third pick in the draft and or second pick in the draft, and you just got off the PS4 mic, getting ready for practice, and then boom, I see that notification. I hit you up on FaceTime. Bro, you did not believe it. I didn't even believe it, bro. Trea Turner, the most underrated all-star shortstop in the game of baseball with 18 home runs in a 3.32 batting average this season, who's the fastest player in the game of baseball. This is factually, statistically proven he's the fastest player in the game of baseball. Gets traded to the Dodgers with Max Scherzer, the hottest pitching target on the market. Everybody was knowing that Max Scherzer was going to get traded. That was a fact. But when the Nationals came out and said everybody but Juan Soto is available, I thought, okay, they're just trying to see what they could get. Maybe if they get a big offer, they bulge on Turner, but I didn't think they're going to trade Trea Turner. I was completely wrong. Him and Scherzer go to the Dodgers for the best catching prospect in baseball in Ruiz, and one of the top pitching prospects in Josiah Gray, and two other young prospects for the Dodgers. Nationals replenish that farm system, but the Dodgers absolutely win this trade. They have an all-star defense, or not defense, all-star infield. If Corey Seager was healthy, he's an all-star this season. There's no doubt about it. So going around the infield, Turner, all-star. Muncy, all-star. Turner again,
Taylor.
all-star. Chris Taylor, all-star. Corey Seager, former all-star. Cody Bellinger, all-star / MVP in his past. Mookie Betts, all-star. MVP, two-time World Series champion. AJ Pollock, good at last month, or the past 2 weeks. Albert Pujols, former
Will
MVP.
Smith.
Austin Barnes.
Clayton Kershaw, former Cy Young MVP.
Dude, their rotation is good too.
Walker Buehler, friggin' postseason GOAT. Dustin May injured, but still. Trevor Bauer, former Cy Young, and if he ever plays the Dodgers again, I highly doubt it though. Max Scherzer, former Cy Young. I mean, these guys. David Price, former Cy Young. I mean, you have David Price isn't even a starter. Like, he's not even supposed to be starting for the Dodgers. He's supposed to be a reliever. You have a Cy Young as a reliever. I mean, this team. I mean,
the hardware.
What are you gonna do, man? I mean, you just got Trea Turner. I mean, you're gonna have Gavin Lux sitting on the bench.
Dude, yeah. Dude,
I mean,
hardware. The hardware that this Dodgers team have is crazy. Like, so many guys have not only individual accolades but World Series rings, and then their rotation is good. If Bauer was not out, I wonder if the Scherzer trade, if the Dodgers still do it, maybe they do. But Kershaw, Buehler, Scherzer, Urias,
and we just got Danny Duffy too.
Danny Duffy. And I said this on Broken Bats. The Giants may have the better record, so statistically they're the better team. I think the Dodgers are still better than the Giants and better than every other team. Breaking news: the Los Angeles Angels have traded left-handed pitcher Andrew Heaney to the New York Yankees. Get out of town, Andrew. You are the most bipolar pitcher in the game of baseball. On God, you'll have one good start. The next start, you'll give up 10 runs in the first inning, all via home runs. I'll miss you, buddy. We traded you for Howie. We traded Howie Kendrick away for you. So I was really sad when that happened. And he's out of town. Hopefully, I said, okay, this was really close at the end of the Broken Bats episode. I went on an Angels rant saying Dylan Bundy and Jose Quintana need to be released because they suck. They just suck at life, and nobody's going to give them anything, so they need to be released. Andrew Heaney's out of town for the Angels. Also, another trade. Astros are close to acquiring reliever Phil Maton. I have no idea who this dude is. I'd never heard of his name in my entire life.
Well, going back to the Dodgers, I mean, the Dodgers they're probably the first ever and only super team in the MLB right now. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, Trea Turner, Justin Turner, Corey Seager, Max Muncy could have been your Mookie Betts, and you have a player like Chris Taylor that can play literally every single position. I wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers had him pitch. And when you have the probably like top 10 catcher and soon to be top 3 in years to come, Will Smith, one of the, like probably one of the best power hitting catchers. I mean, you have former MVP and Cy Young and Clayton Kershaw. I mean, this Dodgers team is great. I mean, literally, it's disgustingly great. Where are you gonna put Trea Turner? I say shortstop. Where are you gonna put Justin Turner? I say second base because he has so many throwing errors at third base. It's annoying. It bothers me all the time. We can easy outs, but Justin Turner overthrows or underthrows the first baseman. So I say put him at second base and move Corey Seager when he's healthy to third base. But this right here is making me wonder: are the Dodgers going to re-sign Corey Seager after this year because they just got Trea Turner and he's not going to be he has one more year left on his deal, so he's not going to be free agent after this year. Corey Seager will. Do you think the Dodgers will re-sign him?
Well, the thing about this is if Corey Seager, for some reason, doesn't want to resign, or maybe another team, maybe the Dodgers don't offer him as much money as he wants, you got a good backup plan. You have probably the best backup plan you could ask for in baseball. So, even if the Dodgers lose Seager or if they bring him back, they're going to be fine next season. And this season, they're probably going to win the World Series.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. Trea Turner is a better shortstop than Corey Seager, but like saying that Corey Seager is your backup shortstop is crazy. I mean, it's like this was kind of like what happened when the Dodgers got Manny Machado, because
Yeah,
Corey Seager was injured in like 2017, I think it was, or 2018. 2018. I mean, he was injured. The Dodgers were like, dude, because Corey Seager was getting Tommy John, and Dodgers were like, dude, let's get like probably the best defensive third baseman in the league right now, and Manny Machado, and they got Manny Machado. I mean, this Dodgers team is crazy.
it seriously is. Absolutely incredible.
Well, now that me and Connor are done, I think we're done talking about MLB stuff. We got some NFL stuff. I mean, not as much as MLB stuff because NBA or MLB is the craziest it's been in years. But now it's NFL. First thing, Carson Wentz, quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts that I traded this offseason, will be out indefinitely, and he'll go under. He undergoes foot surgery or foot testing with the foot injury that he got on Tuesday or Thursday, I think, or Thursday, I'm pretty sure. So I mean, the trade, it was like Carson Wentz for a second round pick that can turn into a first if he doesn't play 75% of his snaps. It looks like that may not happen, so it looks like the Eagles may get their first round pick that they want.
Dude, it's really a big blow for the Colts. They traded for Carson Wentz, trying to see if he can bounce back and be the former pitcher that he was. And now, I mean, it's gonna it just is a big blow to the Colts because like their quarterback situation, they brought in Carson Wentz, former MVP candidate, and now it's just really bad look for Carson Wentz and it's gonna hurt the Colts possibly to start the season.
Another thing, the person who led the NFL uh, in interceptions last year, Xavien Howard, he wants to trade. This was pretty interesting when I heard this. I mean, he wants to trade. He wanted a little while ago. A little while ago, he wanted more money than he was getting, and the Dolphins didn't pay him. So he was like, "I want to trade. Get me out of here."
Yeah, that was absolutely surprising. His the contract he signed with the Dolphins a while ago with his old agency basically made him the highest paid corner in the game each season. However, there's no signing bonus in it. It's just based off pure season-to-season salary, year-to-year salary, I mean. So basically, there will be corners like Jalen Ramsey and guys like that who signing bonus-wise get paid a lot more than Xavien Howard. Yes.
So he's been he was born in Texas. Supposedly he likes the Cowboys, and he's like been liking photos of him photoshopped in a Cowboys jersey. So maybe he wants to go to the Cowboys. I don't know.
Perhaps. But the Cardinal or the Dolphins this offseason have done some interesting things. The first thing was releasing linebacker Kyle Van Noy, who they signed literally a season before, played 1 year with the Dolphins, was pretty good with them, got paid a big chunk of change. They released him. He went back to New England. And then now, Xavien Howard wants to get paid, and he deserves to get paid because he's league leader interceptions last season and one of the best corners in the game of football. And they got Byron Jones on the other side, so they have a really good corner duo. I think they need to do right by him. And Xavien Howard even said, "I'm not asking for a completely new contract or anything like that. I'm just asking for a fair restructuring that's good to me and the team." And holy crap! Breaking news: Kris Bryant of the Chicago Cubs has been traded to the San Francisco Giants. That is coming from Jeff Passan at ESPN. So basically, it's happening. If anybody else tweeted that out, I wouldn't believe it. Holy cow!
That
Uh,
is
Nothing else has come out just yet about the haul that the Giants are going to be sending to the Cubs, but it's definitely going to be big.
back to Xavien Howard. I mean, Xavien Howard had he's played all 16 games. He's played 56 games in his career. He's had this season, before going into the season, he had 12 interceptions in his whole entire career, and then he came up with 10 interceptions. So, I mean, Xavien Howard probably like one of the best corners in the league of this last year coming into this season. And I mean, would you say that he deserves all the money that he wants?
I definitely think he does. He had a phenomenal season last year and is a top 3 corner in the game of football, in my opinion. And they need to do right by him. They can just give him a signing bonus. They don't have to, salary. They don't have to make his deal absolutely massive. That's not what he's asking for. He just asked to be compensated based off of his value, and I think that they should most definitely do that.
Next up, and this is the last thing, the Colts. The Colts probably had the best O line in all of football. There's no doubt about that. And they just signed um, their second best offensive lineman, Braden Smith, to a 4-year, $72.4 million contract, $70 million in new money, and $42 million guaranteed. For all
The Colts have a
tackles.
really, really good offensive line. Obviously, Quentin Nelson and Smith. So re-signing him to an extension to hopefully protect if Carson Wentz is their quarterback or whoever is going to be the quarterback to start the season is just a really, really a good move to make. And you need a good offensive line in the game of football, and that is what the Colts are doing.
So yeah, I mean, pretty much talked about everything in the world of sports. There's still news to come around, the 4 minutes left in the MLB trade deadline. I mean, Kris Bryant just got traded. Reportedly, he just got traded to the San Francisco Giants with like freaking 5 minutes left in the trade deadline. That is crazy. But Connor, you want to do the outro?
Yeah, I mean, it, even though if we just stayed for the next few minutes to talk about whatever more stuff is going to happen because these trades will come out after the 1 o'clock deadline because they're going to get finalized. But yeah, this episode's 56 minutes long. It's basically just been majority baseball as there's so much that happens. I mean, Kris Bryant just got traded to the freaking Giants. So the Cubs have traded basically every member of their 2016 World Series team besides like Wilson Contreras. So Cubs are in full rebuild mode. Giants get a really, really good player who can play every single position on the baseball diamond. And yeah, but that's going to do it for this episode of Know the Game. What a crazy 48 hours in the world of sports it's been. I was driving to work yesterday and I was hysterically laughing like I was mental because I was like, bro, what is going on in sports right now, bro? I literally cannot comprehend what is going on. I've never seen something like this in every single sport, pretty much.
It's crazy that like DC, just like DC, um, the DC just traded like all their players to LA. I mean, Russell Westbrook got traded to the Lakers. Max Scherzer and Trey Turner got traded to the Dodgers. What is up with the Nationals, man? I mean, yeah, they're trying to rebuild and get new players, built for the future. But still, man, they're crazy, man.
Dude, this is also sick. So with the Angels trading Heaney, I know I'm just kind of like running on, but there's a lot of news, bro. With the Angels trading Heaney to the Yankees, Angels top pitching prospect Reed Detmers got scratched from his AAA start today, most likely meaning he's going to get called up. He has had multiple 10 strikeout games in AA, got called up to AAA, had a 10 strikeout game in his debut. Strikeout machine, former ninth overall pick in 2020. The Angels got absolutely nothing for Andrew Heaney, but I could care less. But yeah, like I said, dude, the world of sports in the past 48 hours is busy with the NBA trades, draft, this trade deadline that has been the craziest trade deadline I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've been watching them since David Price got traded to the Tigers. Um, and then, even the NFL. I said yesterday, I texted you, I was like, bro, with all the stuff that's happening, I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun Watson got traded because that's just the world we're living in right now. But yeah, man, the trade deadline's over in a minute, 15 seconds. There'll be more trades to come in the next half hour, but that's gonna do it for this episode number 8. Know the Game, jam-packed episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and go follow Sideline Sports on Instagram. Link is in the About page. Go follow us individually, and go check out Broken Bats and other future Sideline Sports content. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.